Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Sushma Singh. I'm an author, transformation life coach, and founder of Dream Design Your Life, the best place for your personal and professional growth. Welcome to yet another episode of Breaking Out of Your Shell. Thank you so much for being here and listening to us and supporting this channel. Thank you so much. It means really a lot. Keep doing that because it really encourages me. So today's episode is going to be very different from what we have done till now. And it's going to be super yummy, tasty. And if you are a food lover like me, you're going to love it. Because the guest that I have with me today is somebody who is a food stylist and a very successful chef. So Rinku, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, and thank you so much for inviting me in this series. And I have actually watched yours all the series, and I actually loved them.
Oh,
So I
thank
think
you.
I am I'm thankful and humbled.
Okay, thank you so much. Like for we will be having a very different learning on this platform, and I'm very sure most of us would like it because it will be like breaking a monotony and learning something new from what we have learned till now. Yeah. So to start with, first of all, I want my people who are watching it, I just want to know who she is. So I'll just read her bio. So she is winner of Sugar Free Desert Challenge, which was held nationwide and hosted by Padma Shri chef Sanjeev Kapoor on Food Channel. She cooked along with Sanjeev Kapoor in an episode that was telecast on Food Channel. She is also a winner of Cook to Chef contest held at Molecule. She is also a winner of the Asia Vogue Master Chef competition. She is also a winner of Best SAR category for an event in search of Indian Republic home chefs. She was a runner-up at Mom's Master Chef Season 2. She has participated in so many channels, and she had been winner of many online cooking contests. She has also been among top 60 contestants of MasterChef India season 5 and much more, and we are going to hear from her itself. So Rinku, welcome again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so to start with, just tell us like how did you discover your passion of food, and did you ever went to any culinary school or anything to learn, like
No,
how
first
was
of
it?
all,
Yeah.
first of all, I have never been to any culinary school, and
Okay.
truly speaking,
Okay.
until I completed my graduation, I have never entered the kitchen. And
Wow.
in my family, no one believes this, that today, whatever I am today,
Yeah.
and they always say, like, a person like you who has never entered the kitchen, how come it's possible?
Mhm.
And all this thing become possible for me
Mhm.
only after my graduation, when I moved to Delhi for
Mhm.
my further education, and then I started working there as well.
Mhm.
And that is when I started cooking. Initially, I wasn't really able to cook rice properly, and I think that is when my interest and the curiosity to know
Mhm.
how this is cooked, and how I can make this dish better encouraged me to learn more and more about food and cuisines as well. Because in India, uh, we have different types of cuisine.
Mhm.
uh, if you go to South India, their food eating habits are different. The ingredients they use is different.
Yeah.
And I I am from West Bengal. So
Mhm.
in Bengal, the cuisine that we eat, the food that we eat, the ingredients that we use, the way we cook food is completely different from the food that is cooked in Northern India. So
Yes.
this is something actually built interest in me. Like, here the food is completely different. I mean, simple dal also,
Mhm.
the tempering
Mhm.
is the most important part of dal.
Yes.
In Bengal, we hardly do tempering. Tempering is like very less.
Mhm.
But in northern part of India, the tempering of dal is different from one culture to another. Like, in Delhi, you will find Haryanvi people, you will find Punjabis, you will find people from UP and other states. So everyone has their own way of tempering. So these are the things which actually encourage me to learn why these people are tempering this way and why this way and why means all this question why and how. So this is something which interest which build interest in me and that curiosity to know. And not only Indian cuisine, after learning all this Indian cuisine, I'm still learning about Indian cuisine, as Indian cuisine is vast and it's not possible to learn in like 1 day or 2 day. You keep learning because, as you know, in every 10 kilometer, you will find the same thing is getting cooked in different way. So apart from Indian cuisine, I build up my interest in learning international food as well, like Thai food, Japanese food, because I find their food very interesting. They use very less amount of like masalas. Instead of masalas, they use a different type of sauces and other stuff to enhance the flavor. So this thing built interest in me, and that is when I started learning more and more and more. And today I have become expertise in many cuisines.
Yes.
So this is how all this thing came into my life, and I don't know how all this thing become part of my life. And initially it was just like my curiosity, then it become my passion. Now I'm working on this professionally.
Yeah. So Rinku, tell us about that incidents also that we were talking about, and you said like because you never had cooked earlier, but then you and your brother once had to, you know, you were fed up of eating food from outside. It was not healthy, and that's when you said, okay, let me try. And so tell us about that instance, because you know what you're doing is like I always believe that cooking is art. So art is something that is super precious. This is something that that is like, you know, you're gifted with it. You know, at least this is what I believe. So I feel like it was your gift, but it's just that you recognized it later in your life when you once you
Yeah,
actually had
absolutely.
to. Yeah, because it's
Actually,
yeah. So I just want
since
you to tell
as
us tell us about
I
that
said that
incident.
like as I said that I never entered the kitchen, but
Yeah.
visually I knew how things are cooked, like
Mhm.
how you make a dough to cook
Mhm.
chapati, or how you cook rice. And
Mhm.
though I wasn't aware of how much water you need to put to
Mhm.
cook rice, or what is the quantity of water that you need to add to your flour to make a dough.
Mhm.
So initially, when I started cooking for the first time, because in the beginning we used to have tiffin services and I started falling sick, and
Mhm.
then I thought that, okay, why not start cooking on your own? Maybe
Mhm.
that will be healthier, whatever it will be, but it will be
Mhm.
healthier. At
Healthy,
least we can
yes.
eat.
Mhm.
I still remember the
Mhm.
first day of our cooking, me and my brother, we were very excited to cook. We
Mhm.
went to the market, we got dal, rice, and flour to make chapati and all this stuff. So my brother and me, actually, he was the one who said,
Mhm.
like, okay, you make rice and I'll make chapati. And we were very excited.
Mhm.
We cooked the rice. The rice was cooked, but not fully, because we didn't know what is the uh, time that we need to give the rice to cook. So we just thought the water started boiling means rice is cooked. So we
Mhm.
cooked our rice that way. We were happy to see like, okay, it's cooked. And then we make chapati.
Mhm.
We didn't know how to make a round chapati. So we took that lid of a
Uh-huh.
tiffin box to
Uh-huh.
get that round shape.
Uh-huh.
And everything was perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But by the time we set to eat the food, whatever we cooked, the chapati was like papar, because we don't know how
Yes.
how you should actually
Yeah.
cook the chapati. So
Mhm.
we just kept on flipping both the sides
Mhm.
continuously till the time it was cooked. But if you cook too much, means if you
Mhm.
flip the chapati too much, it turns hard.
Hard,
It
yes.
becomes like papar.
Yeah.
So it was like dal was like too much watery. It was
Mhm.
actually tasteless, though
Uh-huh.
we added everything. And
Uh-huh.
rice was not cooked properly, and everything was like disaster for us. But then actually that is when we learned that maybe we have made
Yes.
some mistake. So
Yeah.
then on
Okay.
we keep on practicing, and then we
And-
ask our parents, like we called it in our home, and we ask like how this is cooked. And then obviously even if you instruct somebody over the phone like this is how it's cooked, unless you do things practically, you won't know how what is means how exactly you need to
Yes.
cook that, means what is like how you should cook the chapati or the rice. And but then with practice
Mhm.
uh, we started cooking very nicely, and that is when my brother, it was my brother actually, we used to say let's make this, let's
Mhm.
make this, though we didn't know how to cook it. And at that
Uh-huh.
time when I moved to Delhi, I think
Mhm.
it's in the year 2005,
Mhm.
at that time there was no YouTube, means
Mhm.
YouTube was not there, and YouTube came I think much later.
Mhm.
So initially it was like books from which you used to read and read about recipes. It was all about recipes.
Mhm.
And most of the time that recipes hardly works. Means unless you are expertise.
Yes.
So with experiment we actually learned.
Mhm.
So this is
Okay.
how things keep on happening in our life. And along with me, today
Yeah,
my brother, he also knows how to cook.
that's great. See, you're somebody who, like, you have never been to any school or anything. Just by yourself, you learned, like, not only preparing different kind of dishes, but also, styling and everything. So for that, I'm very sure, like, you had some kind of passion or gift is there. Okay, that is for sure. That somewhere you were
Yeah,
gifted with this talent. Yeah, and
maybe it was gifted, it was
yeah.
inbuilt in me. It was just that I need to
Yes, you just
build up
discovered
that
it
thing.
later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that could
So,
be. So,
and that curiosity,
yeah,
curiosity also helped me to
uh-huh,
learn, means
uh-huh.
how this must be, means how this is made. Like
Mhm.
in Delhi, when we moved to Delhi, we used to have normal dal. We never had a dal makhani
Okay.
when we were in West Bengal. So
Mhm.
here the dal was completely different. The taste was different, and we used to wonder like how this dal is made. We need to
Uh-huh.
find out that curiosity.
Yes.
If
Mhm.
you have that curiosity in you to know something, I'm sure anyone would learn anything.
Yeah, that is true. So, how was it taken by your family and everybody? Like, when once you decided that yes, I want to be a chef and everything, how was that taken by your family and people around?
Truly speaking, I got both positive and negative response.
Okay.
Positive in the sense because it was my husband who encouraged me to take up food as my profession, and he's the one who told me that you are a good writer, why don't you write about food, you can start off with food blogging. And then it was my colleagues who encouraged me, like when they used to have my food, so they always used to tell me that why don't you start off with a restaurant, or why don't you do something with food, and you will definitely get success in that. So they are the one who encouraged me to pursue this. But then when I informed my family that I'm
Mhm.
going to quit my job, because I was into corporate industry and I worked in that industry for 10 years,
Uh,
and I told my family, I want to quit my job and I want to pursue food. And my
mhm.
family was like, what? I mean, in our place,
Yes.
a female like me who
Mhm.
is from a small city, and
Mhm.
for them, if you want to pursue something like this, for them they were like, the first response that I got from my family, that was my elder sister. She said like, at the end of the day, after all your education and everything, you want to become a bawarchi, a halwai? And I was like, bawarchi or halwai? That's my interest. I love to write. I write, means what I
Uh,
believe is like,
mhm.
people tell me that today I'm a food stylist, because
Mhm.
what I believe is like, when you cook food,
Mhm.
serve it or plate it, because
Mhm.
cook, it's not about like cooking, you are just cooking food and you're just keeping it like that. You need to serve it, and when you present the food nicely,
Mhm.
people would definitely love to eat that, because we eat with our eyes first. So
Yes.
So I used to style my food. Means I used to watch so many things. I used to see how chefs used to plate the food and all. That is something which interests me. So I used to style food and everything. So I told my family, like, my food styling is loved by people. My food is loved by people, and I love to write about food, because whatever I have learned, I think I should share that with people. Then only people will also know that, okay,
Yes.
this is something which we are not aware of. So
Correct.
initially it was like, my family was like, I used to get called frequently from my sister as well as from my brother. Don't even think of quitting your job. Don't even think of quitting your job. But then finally I quit my job, and I thought of, no, I will do this food blogging. I'll do food styling and all these things. It started happening. So yes, I got both negative and positive response. But now everyone loves my work. My family is with me. They also supports me. In fact, they also keep on saying, like, maybe you have chose the right
Right
thing,
thing.
and you
Yes.
are doing what you love to do. And at
Yes.
the end of the day, you are happy with whatever you are doing. So
Yes.
they are now okay with that, and they are actually proud of me.
Yeah, and see, that's the best part, they always say that in the beginning you will always face criticism and that kind of naysayers, there'll be haters, there'll be so many kind of people, but then
Yeah,
ultimately when things will work out for you, everybody is going to be like, yeah, mujhe to pata tha, you'll be able to do that. People are like that, and it happens to like everyone who is a struggler, and one day when that person succeeds, everybody around them is like very supportive all of a sudden.
yeah, all
That
of a
is
sudden.
so
And
true.
I actually got that support
Uh-huh.
when I got the opportunity to cook
Mm.
with Chef Sanjeev Kapoor. And Chef
Yeah.
Sanjeev Kapoor means a big name,
Yes.
and
Yes.
every
Uh,
household they know that
yes.
Sanjeev Kapoor is like somebody, means people would love to meet.
Yes.
And cooking with him is like,
Him.
everyone was like shocked, like, because they never thought that I'll
Uh-huh.
reach to that level. So
Yes.
that is
Yes.
when everyone started supporting me. And
Yeah.
it's not only Chef Sanjeev Kapoor.
Mm.
I got the opportunity to cook with many celebrity chefs like
Mhm.
Vikas Khanna,
I was about to
Ranveer.
ask you, yeah, like take us through,
Yeah,
various turns of your life. Like at first, how did you first went for a, national level competition and everything? So take us through all that happenings, like great turnings of your life,
yeah,
because I'm
because
sure
see,
people will love to listen to that.
no, it is actually like right after I quit my job.
Uh-huh.
I think that was the first ever cooking competition in which I participated, and it was my husband who said, like, there is one competition that is going to happen.
Mhm.
It's a sugar-free desert challenge,
Mhm.
and the competition is nationwide. So it's a national cooking competition. So, and Sanjeev Kapoor is the main judge in that, and it is going to telecast it in Food Challenge. So I was like, okay, but initially I was not that confident that whether I will be able to make it or not. And then the competition is all about sugar-free desert, and
Mhm.
with sugar-free desert, adding sugar-free to any dessert and making a dessert is different thing. And making a winning dessert is something different. You'll have to make something exceptional. That
Yes.
is
Yes.
when
Yes.
means you can. So I still remember I was not that confident, but I
Mhm.
actually enrolled myself for that competition. And in the northern zone, the competition happened in Delhi itself, and I was declared winner. When till the time first runners up was declared, I was like, my dish was pathetic. First runner up is decided, second runner up is declared now. So only the winner is left. I
Mhm.
can never imagine myself as winner. I wasn't really, means I never thought that I'll be declared winner. And then they announce my name. When they announced my name, for a few seconds, I was like, is it my name they declared? And I look after my husband and I say, did they call my name? And uh, I was, since at that time, you can imagine that
Yes, definitely.
moment
Yes.
where something that you never thought or never expect, and it happens to you.
Mhm.
And I still remember that day our judge was Chef Rakesh Sethi. He is also one of the celebrity chef,
Mhm.
and he hosts a few of the programs in Food channel.
Mhm.
So he was the one who was judging that, and he was like, he called my name twice actually.
Mhm.
He's ringing around, and because I was still in shock.
Yes.
And then after that declaration, and I
Mhm.
wasn't really aware that after I win that, I will
Mhm.
get the opportunity to go to Bombay, and the finale will happen there with all the winners. So
Mhm.
that is when they declared, I mean, after declaring my name as winner, they announced that you will be flying to Mumbai, and Chef Sanjeev Kapoor will be judging the finale round. And apart from that, you will get the opportunity to cook alongside Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, and that episode will be telecasted.
Mhm.
So this is something, I
Mhm.
think, which you get that positive vibe and you
Yes.
get
And
motivated.
motivation. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was very much excited, and after coming back from there after the
Mhm.
shoot and everything, and when things when it was telecasted actually in the television, everyone was like, okay, so you have achieved a lot. So
Yes.
that
Now
is
we look at.
when
Yeah.
I actually got, after that episode, I
Mhm.
actually got a call from one of my friends, and she said like, there is one cooking show coming up named it was named Sehat Ki Rasoi, that
Mhm.
was telecasted in ETV and News 24 channel. And they
Mhm.
said like, uh, would you like to be part of the show? Because because that my friend, she said like, we know your expertise in Bengali cuisine.
Mhm.
So in that show, actually, they showed cuisines of different states.
Mhm.
So she wanted me to be part of that Bengali cuisine, and she said like, it will be you only who
Mhm.
will showcase Bengali cuisine.
Mhm.
So that opportunity, obviously, when you get that opportunity, you
Definitely.
would love to do it. So
Mhm.
that's how things keep on coming into my life. Like,
Mhm.
I got the opportunity uh, for that show, and I was part of two of the episodes in
Mhm.
that show. And then later on, I kept participating in many cooking competitions. So in one of the show where my sag, that the sag that I cook is
Mhm.
typical Bengali style sag that I cooked in one of the competition, and I was a winner there. And that is where Padma Shri, Dr. Pushpesh Pant, he is a food historian. He is the one who noticed me there because he was one of the judge among the judging panel. And after that competition, he asked one of the chef who was also judge in that competition. He asked that chef, can we get connected with that girl, because I think she has got lots of potential, she has got lots of knowledge.
Mhm.
Maybe we can take her or make her part of our, they used to have a group. So
Mhm.
they said like, maybe she can become part of our team and she can work with us. So I got a call from that chef, Chef Nishant Chaube. He is the one who called me up. He said like, we are consulting one of the restaurants, and I think you are the best. You will be the best person uh, who will be part of our team to curate the menu of that restaurant. Uh, so I said, obviously, if you get that opportunity, why not? You also get to learn as well at the same
Yes.
time. So I took that opportunity, and then I become part of their team. I started consulting restaurants with them. And then obviously when you are working with such a big personality like Dr. Pushpesh Pant, and he is a big food historian, so he used to take me to different events that used to happen, like uh, events wherein Shabana Azmi and Javed Akhtar, they were the guests, and we had to make a menu to serve them food. So I was part of that. Then Manish Malhotra, the designer, fashion designer, he was also there. So we cooked for them also. So this is how things keeps on happening in my life. And now, after all these things, I actually gained lots of experience with this. You learn from these things.
Mhm.
So after learning all these things, now I consult restaurants and I curate menu for them. I work as a recipe developer for them. I do food styling. So whatever food uh, we prepare there, we need to style it very nicely to take a good picture. So because that is how you promote your food that you serve. So food styling thing came into my life, and I got lots of call from many places, like to be part of that food styling thing for their project, be it a product or be it a restaurant menu. So this is how things keep on happening. But then uh, this COVID thing has stopped everything. Because of COVID, hospitality industry
Yes.
is the most impacted
Most
industry.
affected. Yes,
So
that's true.
restaurant business is means they are impacted. And I thought, like, now what? Because the things and how things used to happen earlier is not same now. So if the restaurant owner is not able to run restaurant, why would they hire a consultant to run a restaurant? So I thought, like, okay, now since we don't have much work to do, uh, at the same time, along with all these things, I am very much curious to study about different ingredients, and my interest is learning about wine and chocolate. So I used to make chocolate from bean to bar. So from scratch I make chocolates. So I was making chocolate for a long time, but then during this corona time, I decided and to make means I decided to start off my own venture for chocolate. And again, it was my husband who said, like, yes, you can do that.
Yes.
So with his support, I started my own brand with the name of Chocolis, wherein I'm making handmade chocolates and chocolate bites. It's like in initial stage. So hopefully we will do some wonder someday. So we
Yeah,
are working on
definitely.
it.
Yes, yes,
So
definitely
this
you
is
will.
how things keep on happening.
Hmm. So, Riku, if I have to ask you, what's your favorite cuisine? Like, what is your, if you can tell, what is your signature dish? Is there any?
Signature, I have many, but I would say, see, my forte is like I excel in Thai food. Apart from Indian cuisine, Thai food is something I excel in. But then one of my signature dish is Burmese khao soi and uh, cheesecake.
What is that? You
Cheesecake
have
is
to tell to our viewers because I'm sure most of most of us would not know it. What is that?
it is actually a noodle soup, wherein uh, noodle is uh, it's it's like the what would I say, the actual taste is in the soup. The curry that you make for this khao soi is the soup that you make for that, and it is actually made with coconut milk, and then you add lemongrass, kaffir lime, galangal. These are the ingredients that is used in Burmese cuisine as well as Thai cuisine, and in some of the other Asian cuisines. These are used. So the flavor of lemongrass and then coconut cream and galangal chilies, all this. So there are two versions of it. Like there is one vegetarian version and one is non-vegetarian version. The original one is a non-vegetarian version because uh, we use like shrimp paste. Shrimp paste is like, again, shrimp is that from jinga, that we call
Uh-huh.
jinga. So most of the people don't eat it.
Mhm.
So shrimp paste is one of the important ingredient for that. So when you will taste that soup along with that noodles, obviously noodle is added to that, then you add chicken, or if you're a vegetarian, you add vegetables like you can add broccoli, bok choy, or whatever vegetable you want to add. So
Mhm.
you add those vegetables in that, but the actual taste is in that soup that you make. So when you will have that soup, you will get like sweet, sour, tangy, and that coconutty taste is something. Means I would say everyone should try this dish at least once, and I'm sure you will fall in love with that dish, because that dish is something. And along with this soup, there are lots of condiments that we serve. That is like a slice of lemon, so that you can and squeeze a few drops of lemon juice onto that, and then your fried shallots, or if not shallot, you can add onions. Then roasted peanuts and all these things are added to it, because you get that crunchiness, taste, texture, everything into that soup. So this is something I love to eat as well. Means
Okay.
I make it very
Sure.
often, because
Yeah.
I think this is something anybody would love to have it.
Okay. And I'm sure, like, is it available everywhere? I'm very sure it would be like served in very few restaurants.
You can, if you are going to any restaurant that serves Asian food, I think you will find it there.
Okay.
Most of the Asian restaurant, like Pan Asia restaurants, they serve this khao soi.
Okay. Okay. Then definitely, we must all try it once because she's recommending. So it must be very tasty. Okay. So
I think you should.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So moving on, tell us, like, now there is a trend of wine and food combination. Just tell us about that, what it is all about.
See, wine pairing with food actually enhances the taste of the food and your overall dining experience. That's it. Okay.
Oh,
So
is it?
wine is something like, yeah, and wine is mostly added with non-veg, like with
Yes.
meat. We have mostly people, we use like white wine or red wine. So red wine is mostly added into meats like poultry or any red meat, and white wine is added to fish, because that is actually a great combination. Because when you cook with wine, that alcohol uh, releases a flavor to your food, and that enhances the taste of the food. And especially when it's non-veg, like meat, or whether it's a lean meat or a red meat. So wine is basically used to enhance the flavor. That's it. And wine, again, there are two types of wine. One is cooking wine, and one is the wine that we drink. Because the cooking wine that we use for cooking, uh, the flavors, or you can say the quality is different, because the cooking wine, the flavor in cooking wine is very strong. If you'll sip that, you will not like it much. And the wine that we drink is very fine. The flavor, and that suits your tongue and your palate. So there is a difference in that. So people often get confused, though we add drinking wine into our food as well. So for us, it's like we add everything. You can experiment with anything, because when you add regular wine to your food, it enhances the food, but you don't get that much strong flavor. Because again, as I said, like cooking wine, flavor is little stronger. So that's why cooking wine is like, means if you are using wine in your food, I will advise you buy the cooking wine, not the wine means not the wine that you drink. Maybe because with that you won't get that flavor, that
Yes.
means that you should get into that taste will not there, and it's actually your overall dining experience.
Okay. Okay. So now I would like to know, like, what is your philosophy of cooking? What is your philosophy of?
I think one should love what you eat, and cooking is actually adventure. So I'm not afraid of trying any new cuisine and new dishes. And think, uh, I think no one should criticize any cuisine or any food. Like uh, maybe in southern India, the people, the food that they eat is little spicy, or the kind of spices they add is different. Maybe some people who are from eastern states of India, their food is not that spicy, so they might not like it. But it doesn't mean that you will criticize their food. Or if you are from northern India and you are eating some food from eastern states, people often say like, oh, what is this food? I don't want to try it. Means there is no spice, there is nothing in that, it's like completely tasteless. People often say that because, and I feel no food is good or bad. Maybe the food that you don't like, somebody that is uh, their
And
favorite, and
favorite.
they love. Yeah,
Yeah,
it happens, right?
definitely,
And
definitely.
it is, I personally found that means living in Delhi, I found, and I actually noticed that there are people who don't like, they would say, oh, eastern food, we don't like it. What do they eat? Like, this food is not eatable. People think that way. But
Yes,
for them, that is something delicious.
yes, that's true.
So I think everyone should experiment
Mhm.
the food of other culture, and you will enjoy the food only when you will keep it in mind that I actually want to taste their food, how they eat their food. When you want to know what kind of food they use, means eat, or what kind of taste uh, they bring in their food. Like in states, they use lots of herbs in their food. And I personally feel the food that are cooked there are more healthier than the food that we eat in northern India. Because in northern India, I'm not saying that food is bad or something, it's tasty. But the thing is, in northern India, the most of the food that we cook, like uh, what we do is, we keep on frying the means masala too much. So what happens is you loses all the nutrition that is there in your food. If you overcook anything, all your nutrients, vitamins, proteins, you lose everything. So eating habits and accepting how other people eat food is something everyone should I think everyone should enjoy it rather than criticizing it. No, I won't eat that food, that food is not good. Or if we are going to waste, or like people say, like Gujarati food, it's very sweet, they put lots of sugar in their food, people say that. But
Yes.
that's how they eat it, that
Mhm.
is how they eat their food, and that is the taste of their food, and we should accept it that way. So
Mhm.
my philosophy is that, means enjoy every meal, or enjoy whatever you eat. And I actually love to experiment with cuisines, all the cuisines and ingredients of different states. Because see, again, the taste of the food and the cuisine varies from one state to another, depending on the availability of the ingredients in that particular region. Because in south, since the spices are available abundantly, they use lots of spices in their food. You get to interact more with each other. And when it's a family gathering, or when it's a gathering at your home, I think not only food that you enjoy, you get to spend ample time with each other, which I think slowly people are forgetting these days. Earlier, celebration means family used to gather in one place, and entire family used to cook together, which is not happening these days. These days what happens is, even if your friends are coming over to your place, you people tend to order food from outside, and then they enjoy it. They don't feel like cooking. And
Yeah.
I think cooking is actually a therapy also. And
Mhm.
maybe for me it's a therapy as well, because at the end of the day, I love cooking and I can cook anytime. Even if at 2 o'clock at night, you will ask me that I am feeling hungry and cook something for me, I'll cook for you.
Wow.
It's not like I'm feeling hungry, okay, let's order something from outside. No, nothing like that. Yes, for me, there are certain things that has changed. Earlier, I used to like do lots of shopping from different supermarkets and like big brands. Nowadays, I don't do that. I prefer buying my vegetables and groceries from locals, because I find the local vendors, those who come to your place or nearby to your place, the vegetables they bring are very fresh, and you get lots of options there, and they are not that expensive. Like if you go to a big supermarket, things are very expensive, be it any vegetable or any fruit. Personally adapted this. I prefer buying from local vendors. I prefer eating seasonal foods like seasonal vegetables, seasonal fruits, and locals, obviously. So these are certain things that has changed drastically in my life. Like earlier, I used to have, since I was working, even I used to get lots of like frozen foods and preserved foods, and I used to store food as well. And whenever you used to hungry, you used to order food from outside. So these things has actually changed, and I think these are the main changes that has happened in my life.
Okay, that's perfect. Like for most of us also, like there is a difference. Like you said that you love cooking and you can cook anytime. So there are people who don't actually, but then eating at home, cooking food by yourself and then eating is the best way because it will keep you healthy. You know what is going in that food instead of ordering. Yeah, so you know what is going inside there. So it is much more healthier, of course. So Rinku, finally, my question would be like, what would you like to advise to our viewers, especially those who really want to showcase their work, like they are good in cooking and everything, they want to go outside and do something for themselves, but somehow they could not. So, what advice would you like to give them?
See, first of all, I would say that you should nurture your talent in every circumstances, and you should. I would say that you should know your talent and value your talent. Only when you value your talent and you nurture your talent, and you know what you have to offer, uh, I would say never settle for anything that you deserve. So I think everyone should come out of that comfort zone of their life, and they should nurture their talent that they have, and they should value that. Like if you know that, or if you feel that you sing well, and when you sing, if somebody says that you actually sing well, you know, it's not just about singing well. You should learn as well along with that. So you should nurture your talent and give value to your talent. Only when you yourself will value your own talent, that is when you will be able to showcase that to the world. So value your own talent first and nurture it, because until and unless you nurture your talent, and whatever is your circumstances, in all circumstances you will have to. So only when this thing will come into your mind, then only you will be able to like move ahead and showcase whatever talent you have.
Yeah, that is so true. So thank you, Rinku. Like it was wonderful talking to you, and I'm very sure like viewers who are food lovers would have loved this. And thank you again, Rinku. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you everyone for being here and listening to us. Thank you.